What's going on YouTube? Ulito back here with a brand new video on the channel. Today guys, we have a squad builder with basically the squad we will be playing with this upcoming weekend in the first cash cup of the year, a $50,000 cash cup. So it is going to be an important qualifier. Basically top 6 from consistency points from cash cup 1, 2 and 3 will qualify for the play-ins later on this year, and of course it's going to be super hard, but we will give it our all with this team that I will be showcasing you right now. But before we jump into today's video, I see on the statistics right here that a lot of you guys are not subscribing to the channel, so make sure to do that. And now we jump into the video. So starting off in the 4-4-2 formation, we will actually play with a goalkeeper that I really like in this year's game. It's going to be Thibaut Courtois, one of my favorite keepers. Of course, I would say a keeper that I really like above him is going to be Van der Sar. I think he's fantastic. And if we're looking for other alternatives, because I know you guys like when I do these kind of alternatives, because you guys don't really have the coins for them, Alisson I wouldn't really put in goal because he has this kind of thing where he doesn't really come for crosses, which I don't really like. I would say Ter Stegen I played with. I liked him a lot. I would say Martinez is really good. I struggle against him when I play versus him. And the likes of Jan Neuer is good. Mainan I played a bit with. I like him. Howard is really good, the new hero. So we have a few options in general, and I mean, of course, Courtois, one of the best goalkeepers in this year's game. Starting off from the right-hand side, then we have a right back that I've been playing a lot with recently. He has a lot of appearances in my team, and it's going to be actually Diego Dalot. I think he is simply fantastic. Played 129 games with, scored 1 goal and assisted 9. 4-star, and he is one of my favorite right backs that I've played with this year. If we're looking at other options, then we have Trent Alexander-Arnold, who I'm going to put on the bench because I think he is simply fantastic. To me, it doesn't seem like he has 82 pace. He could easily be 88 or 89 even in game. Another right back that's really good is Kunde. So we have a few options here. Arnold or Kunde I think are fantastic, and I would go for them if you don't really have the coins. And if we're looking at budget versions, Hakimi is really solid, or Kyle Walker for example. Going into our defensive line then, first of all we played with Virgil van Dijk. I mean, I don't really think we need to say a lot about him, and his partner in crime will be Van de Ven. I mean, these two are helping each other very well, and I think they complement each other very well because Van de Ven super quick, 89 pace, 85 defending, 84 physique, but then Van Dijk has a kind of aerial plus playstyle which will be important to defend corners and set pieces, but also to score them myself, right? And he has 89 defending and 86 physique. If we're looking at cheaper options in terms of center backs, I would say Saliba, great option. Gabriel, I would say is really solid as well. You have a few this year that's really good, and in general, I mean, if you manage to get maybe Rudiger is a great option. We have Saliba, as I said. We have Ta, who I actually played with past weekend league on the RTG. He was fantastic. Marquinhos, I would say, is a very cheap option. Bremer is also really solid. So you have a few options, and in general, just try to look for the pace option because that's super important this year because of the through balls in behind. If you're going towards the left back side, then we have the best left back in this year's game, who will actually, I don't want to spoil it, but he will get a new card this upcoming weekend with a new promo coming on Friday. It's going to be Theo Hernandez. I mean, he's probably the best player in this year's game, honestly. At least the best gold card in this year's game. I mean, I don't really think I need to say a lot about him. He is fantastic, and I like him a lot. He is so good. One of my favorite left backs ever, actually, on any game. If you're going to look at other cheap alternatives, Karašao is good. Of course, Ferland Mendy, super good. We have Bashar Rolfö. Even Joao Cancelo would maybe say is a bit slow, but you have now Nuno Tavares. So, I mean, in general, look a bit for pace here as well, but also passing, I would say, is important to have someone that's good on the ball. But I would say the best alternative here is actually Ferland Mendy. If we then go into our right midfielder, we will start with Valverde as a right midfielder because we will switch formation later in game to a 4-4-1-1. So Valverde won't play as a right midfielder in game, but we will start him there. And Valverde, I mean, it is a bit weird because he won't play as a right midfielder, but he's really good this year. He has the power shot playstyle as well, which if you guys follow competitive pro gameplay, you know why the power shot is so goddamn good. But we have a few other options. We have Adama. If you manage to get him from season pass, I think he's really solid. I was pretty smart here. I actually managed to complete this SBC on the main account. Nico Williams, he can play right midfielder if you really would like to play him as well in a 4-4-2. So you have a few options. You have Nico, you have Adama, and in general, for the right hand side, you're looking for players with pace to get you in behind and then try to, you know, rework it with the Ulito play, or in general, try to get in behind with the wingers as well. So I would say pace is important, but also shooting, I would say, is a main thing. And if you can add dribbling onto that as well, that would be fan-freaking-tastic. Okay, if we're going into the midfield then of our team, we will start with, I Aitana Bonmati, who in my opinion is one of the best players I've played with this year, basically because of her finesse shot trait. And I mean, yeah, they are two great options. Bonmati, of course, is going to play later on as a cam in a 4-4-1-1, and Sissoko is going to play as a CM with Valverde. But in general, I mean, I like these two a lot. I think they complement each other very, very well. You have Bonmati, who is someone that can go forward a bit more, offer a bit more offensive support. And then Sissoko, I would say, is a box-to-box midfielder. He can do both. Unfortunately, with the long ball plus playstyle that he manages to have, I don't really feel like he has that in game. I don't really feel like his long balls are good enough, if I'm being honest. But still, great midfielder with these two. Of course, Bonmati is going to play as a cam later on in a 4-4-1-1, and then Valverde together with Sissoko. The thing I like with Sissoko is actually he manages to have a few of these good playstyles, especially the ping pass, which also makes his first-time passes better. But if we look at Bonmati, she has incisive pass, ping pass, and tiki-taka, which is really solid, and the gold one in finesse shot, which is also really, really good. If we take a look our left-hand side then, with the left midfielder who will combine a lot with Theo Hernandez down that left-hand side, we have Vini Jr. And Vini, for me, is one of the best players in this year's game. He is fantastic. He has 96 pace, 85 shooting, 82 passing, and 92 dribbling, with also the rocket in playstyle, which is the quick step plus one, which makes his speed boost very, very good. So Vini for me, as I said, left-hand and right-hand side, we're looking for pace. I didn't really explain too much about the CMs, and I would say the most important thing about the center midfielders this year is to try to have a combination. Try to look for playstyles with passing, and try to have one of them that can go forward and the other one to be a bit more defensive, or both that can basically be a box-to-box. You know, two players that can do both. I think De Bruyne is a great shout. Bruno Fernandes this year is really, really solid. So we have a few options there. But yeah, Bonmati, Sissoko, Vini, and Valverde will form the midfield. And then up top, of course, we don't really need to talk about it for too long, because it's going to be the two best players in this year's game. It's going to be R9 Ronaldo, first of all, who will play on the left-hand side, and Kylian Mbappe, who will play on the right. I will explain why now. And that's basically because when we're coming in this kind of situation with Mbappe on the right-hand side, we know that his Trivela is really solid. And if you've been watching my finishing tutorial, it's going to be up here now. Watch that before you continue this video, because you will understand why. And Mbappe manages to have the Trivela in white, which is really solid, and also the speed boost, quick step plus one. And Mbappe inside the box then with the Trivela is super good. So he will come from the right, and then he will always have this kind of Trivela angle to look for the far post. That's why I play him on the right. And then for the R9, he doesn't really have Trivela, so that's why I play him on the left-hand side, and his left foot is better than Mbappe, we gotta be honest. But he manages to actually possess the finesse shot in white, which is super important. That's why I'm trying to use R9 in terms of finesse shots inside the box to try to score with either his left or his right foot. And when player manages to have this finesse shot trait, they are often scoring finesses with both their feet. It's not really one of them. And in general, I mean, if we look at R9's card, he has 5-star anyway. 209 games, 347 goals and 130 assists. So basically almost 500 goals and assists together in 200 games, which is, I mean, I don't really need to explain a lot about that in general. But this is the team. I mean, let me know down in the comments if you would switch anything. The restrictions are that you can only have 2 players above 90 rating, 1 hero and 1 icon, and the rest of the team needs to be below 90. The thing you can do though, if you're not playing with a hero, you can swap it with a 90. So as you see here, I'm playing with 3 90 plus players, which is Mbappe, Bonmati, and Vini, and then my icon will be R9, and that's because I'm not playing with a hero. But if I were to play with a hero, for example, instead of Bonmati, that would also work. But if I were to play with Hamşiki, for example, then I need to take out Mbappe, Bonmati, or Vini, because you can only play with, as I said, 2 90 plus players, but you can swap them also with 1 icon, 1 hero. The thing you can't do though is that you can't play 2 icons or 2 heroes. You can only play one of these, but you can swap a hero with a 90 plus, if that makes any sense. So if you guys want to watch me live, it starts on Saturday at 12 Central European time. I will be streaming it on my Twitch channel. My name there is Olelito_. So if you guys fancy some pro gameplay this weekend, if you just want to support me, go to my Twitch and I will see you guys there. I will link it in the comments down below as well, or in the description down below for you guys to watch if you really would like to. Thank you so much for today, guys. Hope you guys like these kind of videos. If you do, please leave a like, comment something nice down below. Don't forget to subscribe, as I said at the start of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, boys. See you guys soon, and best of luck in Weekly League. Bye-bye.